You guys, I'm back.
79 of them never came out.
Damn thing went
I
off.
said, son, my hope is that 22,000 people, upon laughing and mocking the street preachers, walked away from there with a different attitude. But you know what I saw? I was watching here. I'll use this. I was watching a video. I think it was a man's body camera that he had on. And as people are fleeing, he's sort of running into it, helping. One guy got his arm shot up and everything like that. And I'm not kidding you. This only in America. This is America. Here's people running from or pretending to run from an active shooter, raining down death blows and slaughter to everybody. And they're holding their red cups with their liquor in it, and they're holding them steady, and they're running so as not to spill what's in their cup, okay? And I'm going, for crying out loud, drop the Jack Daniels and get out of there! They're running and holding their cup level so they don't spill their drink. Drink! What is wrong with people? That's America right there. So anyway, anybody could have done this. Any lost person could bring themselves into an opportunity with Satan himself to do just about anything. Who can be a Judas Iscariot? Anybody. Satan himself possessed Judas Iscariot. You don't see that too much. You don't see that anywhere else in the Bible. And when you stop to think about what God did not let you get away with, you bow on your knees and cry, holy, holy, holy. Because, folks, it could have been any one of us. And yet God pulled us out of that. What is in the heart of man? Are you so without understanding? Do you not perceive that whatsoever thing from without entereth into the man, it cannot defile him? Because it entereth not into his heart, but into the belly, and that goeth into the draught, purging all meats. And he said, that which cometh out of the man, that defileth the man. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders. And I mentioned the other day murder being number 4. The very first murder in the Bible is in Genesis chapter 4. Now that, Genesis 4, there's several layers of interpretation there. There's several wonderful things to pull out of that. Number 4 is the number for the
I'm
gospel.
trying to go to
Matthew, Mark,
California.
Luke, and John. Number 4 always indicates the presence of a spiritual concept or working with spirits, principalities, powers, rulers of the darkness of this world, and spiritual wickedness in high places. That's 4. The fourth kingdom is a kingdom of spirits. All right? So in the story of Cain and Abel, Cain is of that wicked one. He represents Satan. Abel represents righteous Christ, whose sacrifice was accepted by God, while Cain was not. Cain was jealous, so Cain lifted up his hand against his brother and smote his brother. The Bible says the earth, you listen to me, there is a spirit at work in this world, and she is bloodthirsty. Genesis 4, the Bible says these words, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood. Talking about the earth. The earth is always referred to as the feminine, the female. Mystery Babylon has a cup in her hand, and what does it have in it? She don't want to spill it. She's running from the crime scene, don't want to spill the cup. With that cup, she makes everybody drunk. But what's in it? The cup of the filthiness of her fornication and the blood of the martyrs. She is drunk by the blood of the innocent victims as they are slaughtered.
I figured out a way to.
Bum, bum, bum. just happen to be the fourth thing Jesus mentioned. It's mentioned that way on purpose. Thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, and evil eye. 10. Blasphemy, pride, foolishness. 13. Look at verse 23, since we made reference to that Tuesday. All these evil things come from within and defile the man. The number 23 is the number for death. Remember Romans 3:23, Romans 6:23, Psalm 23, Genesis chapter 23, Matthew chapter 23. The number 23, the 23 things in Romans chapter 1 that men do, that they which do such things are worthy of death. And here you have the Luxor Hotel. Remember, it's 23 years old. And the crime scene detective, 23 guns this man used. I may not detect another gunman. I detect spirits. They have a signature. They leave their mark where they go. Now, here's why I'm bringing back up this idea of an evil eye. We have, let me advance the slide here. The Luxor Hotel is fashioned after the idea of the unfinished pyramid. Now, the shooting took place at Mandalay Bay. Here's where my mouse is pointing. Here is the Luxor Hotel, and right across here is where the shootings took place. Not in Mandalay Bay's front yard, in the Luxor's front yard. And remember, it was the courtyard of these pyramids where the slaughter of innocent victims took place. Either took place in the courtyard in front of the pyramid or on top of the pyramid. Either way, the pyramid itself is a sign of death. It's either a sarcophagus of some pharaoh king, or it is the step pyramid temples where the Mayan and Aztec witch doctors would slaughter innocent human victims in order to do what? Make the gods happy. In order to appease the gods. In order to cause everyone to bow to the gods and reverence the gods and so on. This god of the pyramid is a bloodthirsty god. And I saw, just in the few videos I saw, the one where I was talking about the body count, the people holding their cups straight so they didn't spill their liquor. A guy just walked up and he said, I need an ambulance. What's the matter? He said, I'm shot. And he lifts up his arm. He has got blood, and someone had put a crude tourniquet on him, but he literally was just dripping blood as he walked along. And then they found out he was shot in the chest, too. Crisis actor. Really? Crisis actor, really?
That should be arrested.
I'm telling you. No. Started. Anyway, and you crisis actor people, be sure and leave plenty of comments on my YouTube channel on this video, okay? Just saying, you know, the more comments you make, that jacks the ratings up a little bit, okay? Anyway, the pyramid itself is a symbol of hell. It is a fourth dimensional hell fire rendering. This is the temple of the Antichrist.
So much gold.
Lower part of it, and see even here on the Luxor Hotel, I noticed this. There's a line right here. It's on all four sides of this pyramid hotel. This line is a sort of a demarcation line, and it shows you that what's down here is different than what is up here. Every night they light these lamps. Now, there may be something to this, maybe not. But I know that there just happen to be 39 lamps that they light. And they don't light all of them now, they're trying to save money, but there are 39 lamps total. This is from Wikipedia, that light this light every night. 39 is the number for the books in the Old Testament. 39 is the number of words that God spoke to Adam when he said not to eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. You get a King James Bible out, go to Genesis chapter 2, look at the words that God said and counted them. There's 39 of them there exactly. Represents the law, represents judgment under the law, because no one obeys the law, right? So here's this pyramid here. It is unfinished because this is man's part here, but it's incomplete. It needs something added to it.
Holy shite.
So thus steps in the God who has one eye. This is his all-seeing eye. He only has one eye for a reason. In Zechariah chapter 11, verse 17, he is called the idol shepherd. You know who that is? That's that crucifix that's hanging at the Catholic Church. The idol shepherd is a statue of Jesus that you saw in somebody's yard or in front of a Catholic church or a Lutheran church, which they ought not have. The idol shepherd is the dead, hanging man on a crucifix, but it is not Jesus. It's not Jesus. How do I know? Jesus is no longer dead, and he told us
Yes, hit that subscribe button, please.
to not make any graven images of him or anybody else for that matter, in heaven, under the earth. He said, don't do it. Don't bow and pray to them. God said, don't make them. So the idol shepherd is the Antichrist. And here Jesus is the living shepherd. Here's the idol shepherd. He has eyes, he cannot see. Yes, but he cannot hear. He has arms, and he cannot save. Legs, but he cannot walk. He has to be carried around. Jesus is the good shepherd who feeds the flock and protects the flock. The Antichrist is the idol shepherd that leaveth the flock. Or wait a minute. He's a pastor who doesn't guard his flock. He's too busy on dating sites or watching porn videos or stealing money, or he's too busy trying to get popular with the world, and he's not standing in the gaps to protect his church. That's an idol shepherd. The flock idolizes the man. They lift the man up and say, "Oh, Joel, you're so awesome. Joel, I go to church because Joel." Okay? What would Joel say? What would Joel do?
Sounds jealous, though.
That's an idol shepherd. He'll lead the flock. The sword shall be upon his arm and upon his right eye. Upon his right eye. His arm shall be clean dried up, and his right eye shall be utterly darkened. Now, every time I talk about that, I like to explain it like this. What is the significance of losing the right eye? We know from the Bible that the right hand, the right side, is the side or the hand of power. The left is weak. The right is strong. In my body, I am right-handed. Now, this is opposite if you're left-handed. If you're left-handed, don't think that I'm saying you're going to hell. I mean, you might, but it's not because you have a left hand. Anyway, in my body, my right side is my side of strength. I'm right-handed. I am right-brained, okay, which controls the left side of my head. And so, my right arm is strength. My left hand cannot do. Watch this. My left hand cannot do what my right hand does. My right hand can sign my name. My left hand has a hard time doing it. It can't do it. I don't eat with my left hand. I don't tighten my belt with my left hand. There are things that I don't do with my left not the same as the good shepherd. The good shepherd knows the right hand of God and is at the right hand where God's strength is. See, the right hand of your Bible, the New Testament, can save you. Your left side Bible cannot. The Old Testament. It's weak. This is what the idol shepherd knows. He dwells in that realm of zero versus zero. I'll say it like this: zero tolerance. Right? Zero tolerance. Like I said, the left thing, liberal. They will tolerate anybody who doesn't have any tolerance. Okay? Anyway,
That sounds so stupid though.
his right eye
They
is
do that.
lifted out. He knows nothing of the New Testament, nothing of grace. The principalities and powers that I can't remember the verse, but he said that the plan of salvation, Jesus dying on the cross, was hidden from principalities and powers, or else they would have never crucified the Lord of life. Had the devil been able to see the New Testament and know it, he would never have sent Jesus to the cross. He would have never sent Judas to betray him. He's going, guys, hold up. We can't crucify him. If we do, that's going to destroy our whole kingdom. We lose the game if we crucify him, because he's going to rise again and he's going to put us out of business. Pull him back down off that cross, or don't put him up there to begin with. They never saw the plan. You know why? Right eye darkened. They cannot see the plan of salvation in the new covenant. Where is the mysteries always revealed? The word mystery is found only in the New Testament. It is a Greek word. And every time the word mystery is used in your King James Bible, it says it like this: Behold, I show you a mystery. Unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. And then Jesus explains those. Every time the word mystery is used in the New Testament, it tells you what the mystery is, tells you what the secret is. Those things are hidden in the Old Testament. So it seems to me that devils, you know how like dogs can't see certain colors? Deer can't see orange. The guy wears an orange vest and an orange hat. He can't. That color looks like every other color to him. They can't see certain things. And devils cannot see the New Testament. Their right arm is taken out, and their right eye is darkened. Let's go back to this here. That, my friends, is your idol shepherd. That's his left eye, by the way. In the rendering that's on the $1 bill, it is, I've looked at it, it is a left eye. That's the left eye.
Look at all
it's
the
thick here, fades out here.
diamonds we can ask,
Watch
or
this.
diamond.
Why do I bring
You
this
know,
up?
we got all the gold we can ask
I
for.
just saw this 30 minutes before the program today. Woman, 27 years old. How many books are in the New Testament? 27 books in the New Testament. Woman, 27, loses her right eye and remains in a coma after a bullet ripped through her face as she fled Las Vegas concert massacre. Hit it again. Look at that. Now, my heart goes out to this woman and to all of her family, and I think you ought to pray for her. There's a GoFundMe page set up for her. They've raised more than 90 grand. She'll need more than that. If you want to give to her, I encourage you to give. I'm not saying this woman's in the Illuminati. I'm saying I think a devil is responsible for this.
She got one eye.
He left his calling card on a 27-year-old woman who lost her right eye. Remember, devils cannot see the New Testament. 27 books, and their right hand, their right arm is clean, dried up. Your hand has 27 bones in it. Okay? It's done away. They can't have it. They can't handle and have the new covenant. She is a sign that devils are at work here, and they left their card. Here is a god, Ahura Mazda. He is the god with one eye. A spirit. The Antichrist spirit. The god with one eye. The idol shepherd. Here is Odin. You know him? From Thor, the Avengers. He got his right eye put out, didn't he? He's the one-eyed God. He's a picture of the Antichrist, for crying out loud. Here's another idol named Jay-Z. He goes around doing this everywhere. He's got everybody doing it. This is evil, nasty Lady Gaga doing it. This is evil, nasty Lady Gaga. Here's your rock and roll artists, people. Look at here. Their right eye. Right eye is covered. Their right eye is put out. Britney Spears even has a tattoo on her right hand of the pyramid. Here's more for you. Right eye put out. Here's more. Michael Jackson. Who believes that one? Amen? Oh, man. Lady Gaga. This is Bono from U2. No, not me too. Him. Bono. U2. No, not me. Him. He's supposed to be a Christian. Everybody, oh, Bono's a Christian. Marilyn Manson, he says, I'll be remembered as the person who brought an end to Christianity. Sorry, Marilyn. It's been tried. John Lennon tried it. Didn't work. It's not going to work, Marilyn. You can't stop us. Katy Perry, who used to be on our team, or at least was a cheerleader on our team. Now she's giving her hand over to the devil. Look at this. You can tell what spirit they are.
What if Marilyn Manson's still making music?
Antichrist leading these people, living in them, causing them to do what they do. My goodness. Yeah, here you go. You remember the Super Bowl? Madonna's halftime ritual? Where she invoked all these gods,
Hold on a second,
Athena,
guys.
dressing up like an owl. It's your all-seeing eye, people. There's Aleister Crowley, and you got everybody going around making this sign.
Doesn't see problems.
People, spirit of Antichrist is
On by take two.
everywhere.
Seems to be using GTA 6 in their game with
It
GTA
shows
6
up.
logo.
We've got some news that
This
might be a bit
killer.
concerning for all you waiting
Now,
for
he did
GTA
not
6
look
out
at this
there.
woman.
Does that mean that Lucia
And
put
from
it in our
300
video?
yards
Does that
away,
mean that the
target
game is
her
never
right
coming
eye.
out? We are going to be
He
talking
didn't
about
do
this,
that.
ladies and
Remember,
gentlemen. How you
he's just
all
got
doing?
an automatic weapons, and he's strafing.
Hold on.
He's just covering the crowd, just shooting random bullets. One of them, guided, goes right into this woman's right eye, puts out her right eye. 27 years old. I didn't make that up. I didn't write that. That's a spirit, people.
Yeah, he don't even
That's
make music
it's
anymore.
a spiritual battle that we're fighting. And these spirits require sacrifices. They love blood, and they got a lot of it. But they're not done. They're not done. They may have been
So stupid.
empowered a little bit, but they're not done. This is Ground Zero, September 11th, 2002. A year after the 9/11 attack, they bring all the firefighters, first responders, policemen out there, and they have them walk around. I don't know if these guys were aware as they're walking around making this symbol that they were making the all-seeing eye of the Antichrist. I don't know if they were aware of that, but that's what they. I'm assuming that somebody choreographed this, told everybody where to stand. I'm sure that happened. Or it could be that these people just ended up walking and making this shape. I doubt that. I think it was on purpose. But either way, it's the spirit of of the idol shepherd, the opposite of Jesus Christ. The Antichrist spirit. It's there. It's working in all these people, isn't it? I mean, all these people, nobody told them, I better see your hands like this or I'm going to shoot and kill everybody. Oh, here we go, don't kill us. No. They did it because their spirit is in agreement with whoever is on stage singing cuss words to them. That's why they did it. This is why people kill other people. It's a spiritual thing that we're dealing with. Here's what Manly Hall said about the capstone, the all-seeing eye. I'm giving you some stuff from my capstone video that I have not made yet. I did record a Watchman this morning. It's a continuation of... This is the talk show Hell Hates. And you know it because I keep losing the connection. Okay? If you're still on Facebook and or the connection's right or wrong, you know my cell phone, give me a text message. It'll show up on my Dick Tracy watch here. Anyway, here's what Manly Hall said about the capstone. The mind is the capstone. Think of the body. Think of a person doing yoga. A person sitting in the yoga stance, the lotus position, their hands and their arms and their knees make the pyramid, and their third eye on their forehead is the all-seeing eye capstone. And this is what he's talking about. The mind is the capstone. The spirit, the capstone of the mind, and God, the epitome of the whole, the capstone of the spirit, as a rough and unfinished block. Man is taken from the quarry, and by the secret culture of the mysteries, notice this, gradually transformed into a true and perfect pyramidal capstone. It's called a pyramidion. The temple is complete only when the
269.
initiate himself becomes the living apex through which the divine power is focused into the diverging structure below. Now, understand here's what Manly Hall sees in Masonry and all of the mystery religions. He says they all operate in grades, in stages, in levels. When you take a rough stone out of the quarry, you don't just hit one shot at it and it becomes this perfect, true pyramidal or a pyramidion or a capstone. No, it's done in stages, levels, graduation, which means graded. It's like you going through school. How many grades of school did you go through? And if you say 12, you're wrong. Most people my age didn't go to 12 levels. They went to 13. Kindergarten. And then it starts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So technically you went through 13 levels to get to that pinnacle of success in high school. See it? Never thought about that before, did you? I didn't either until today. But we go through levels. We go through stages. In Masonry, they go through levels. In witchcraft, you go through stages. Other mystery religions, you're going in grades and levels, and you're even in unions, you are an apprentice, and then you work so long, and you meet certain requirements, and you master certain skills, and now you're a journeyman. And then you're a journeyman for a while, and if you want to, you can go up the ladder a little bit. Now you're maybe a shop steward, okay? But you've got to earn it. And a lot of things in life have grades and levels to it. There's one thing that absolutely doesn't, and it's called Bible Christianity. In Bible Christianity, there is no levels. There are no grades. When you are saved, you are illuminated. Period. Now, you may not know all of the Bible, but but you have the illumination of the Holy Spirit in you the way that you need it. There is, I'm going to say this, don't let anybody con you into thinking that there are lower levels of Christianity and maybe
Lower
you're
levels of
not on the
godliness.
same level as so-and-so is. This is why you don't understand that when we're sitting here
I
speaking
disagree with
and
him.
barking like dogs and speaking in these unknown gibberish tongues, that's why you don't get it. It's because you're not on the same level as us. Why, if you would master these skills and do this, you would come up to our level, then you would have this other illumination. People don't fall for that stuff. When you are saved, you are saved. And when we go to heaven, we're all going to the same heaven. And we're all going to bow before the same Lord Jesus. Nobody's in front, nobody's in back. We're all there together. Somebody say amen. I hate this idea where everybody thinks, oh, they're better Christians than I am. I think they're going to get more reward from heaven. I think,
You
surely
will.
I'm just going to
How
get like
stupid.
a back burner. I'm going to get
Half a
like a
gay.
trailer.
You
Out
didn't
of
know
the
no
trailer
better.
court of heaven, that's where I'm going to get. And I'm fine with that. Don't buy it, people. It's not true.
Yes, it is.
It's not true.
Yes, it is. Liar!
Once you are illuminated, once you are saved, you have just as much ability to know something from the Bible as anybody else does.
That has
God
nothing
has
to do with
taken.
it.
I knew a man that I was mentioning this in the Watchmen there. I was playing it before the show. Keith Crum. Guy's never read a Bible in his life, never studied theology, doesn't know zip about anything. He's in the hospital. He's about ready to hear that he's got cancer and he's going to die. And I'm in the room with him. I told his boys, you guys go get lunch. I'm going to talk to your dad. They left, and God left me and him all alone in that room for 15 minutes. And I read him 4 scriptures. I led him to the Lord. You know what he tells his sons 2 days after that? 2 days after he is saved, he says, guys, I don't know how to explain it. I feel different. I feel like I've got somebody living inside of me. And I just, woo! Woo! Hallelujah! Well, he needed to get to a higher level before he could understand that. Man saved 2 days, never read the Bible in his life. And he knows more about salvation than most people who've been in church their whole life.
That's ignorant.
He knows he's got somebody living
One of the
inside.
things that pisses me off
Anyway, I
about
don't
it.
like this idea of procession, but I'm telling you, the devil uses procession, grades, layers.
He stole it from God's kingdom.
That's what he does. And we are right now being taken one step, one grade, one level at a time. With every event that occurs, we're being taken in this world to the next level, to another level, a new level, a whole new level, a new world of this and a new world of that, until finally people are going to receive a mark in the right hand or in the forehead, and they're going to do it voluntarily. Let me run something by you. I mean, think about it. Our nation is all fractured. It's all split up, right? What if instead of the NFL players boycotting the national anthem, what if they do the national anthem in honor of all of those who were killed in Las Vegas, and everybody stands now as one person? What if this event unifies everybody a little bit more? Or, I don't know, maybe it could tear it up a little bit more. What I'm saying is, this event alone doesn't significantly change everybody over to receiving the mark. But maybe this was never designed to be the event that does it.
I'm going to have to get a
Part
lot
of
of chest.
process. You know what? I tell you about the words that the serpent spoke to Eve in Genesis chapter 3, your King James Bible. And I pointed out to you there are 46 words that he speaks, and that is the number of chromosomes. That's your DNA. spoke 46 words at the Tower of Babel. And they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower. Which you count from go to, and they say it again, go to. You count those phrases, 46 words. What if that is the precursor to the Antichrist appearance? What if that number 46 is more significant than we could ever imagine? I think it is. Because I've told you, there's 46 words in Genesis 3, verse 1, where the serpent said, yea, as God said, starting there. And then later on, he starts talking again. The serpent said unto the woman, you shall not surely die. And then I don't think I ever showed you the 33rd word that he speaks. You're talking about levels and masons going in levels up to level 33. When they get to 33, that's the level where the all-seeing eye is. Some say that that's where they find out that the god of masonry is Lucifer. I don't know so much about that. I just know that it's designed. They don't give you all of masonry all at once. They give you in grades and in stages. When you get to 33, they tell you something. And I don't think even 33rd degree masons really know what it is that they're really dealing with Scripture. You know what the 33rd word? Some of you have already pulled up the software and you're counting. The 33rd word that the devil speaks to Eve is, you want to know it, don't you? Eyes.
Oh, that is interesting.
And your eyes shall be opened, and he shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And I want to ask you a question. This is kind of funny coming from the devil, seeing as that the devil doesn't ever open anybody's eyes.
He blinds.
He do. He blinds them.
Yep.
He doesn't open their eyes. He blinds them. Whenever the devil's, in charge of a person, he's not giving them illumination and awareness. He's giving them darkness that they call illumination. But it's not illumination. It's not light. It's darkness. It absolutely is darkness. Just like those levels and layers in Freemasonry. They get to that 32nd, 33rd level, boy, they think they're it. They think they know everything. The truth of it is, they're in more darkness. A lot of people who make it to level 33 in Masonry, they don't get out. They don't get out. They stay. You can't hardly talk
I don't want them
about.
falling in the water.
You
Goes
can't
down them.
smoke them out. They stay that way. Their minds remain darkened for all of eternity. Let's look at this sacrifice. Let's look at the pyramid as a high place. We were talking about this the other day. The Mayans would sacrifice ritualistically these people. They would celebrate this and perform a ritual that was a ritual of rebirth. You see, because the Antichrist right now is dead. He's in the pit, and he's dead. And he remains dying. I really think that there is a little piece of beast in me and another little piece in you. And I think the goal is to get us all together so that they could join the pieces together and make the whole of the Antichrist so that he is reborn. That's one of the things that I think, and I have reason for that, I have biblical reason for thinking that, but I can't quite just put my finger on it and say, this is thus saith the Lord right here. But that's what I think. The God of these high places. In 1 Kings chapter 11, then did Solomon build a high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab. You know who that is? That's Saturn, the seventh planet, Satan himself, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon. These gods on these high places, Molech, especially Molech. What does Molech want? Molech and Chemosh, they want bloody sacrifices. The more blood, the better. Remember, the Mayans and the Aztecs would take the blood of their victim and smear it on the stone idol of the god and say, here's your blood, you bloodthirsty beast, you.
But
I've
thirsty
seen
bitches.
lions, after they're killed, lay down next to a pool of their victim's blood and just lap it up. They love blood. These beast, antichrist gods, they are thirsty for blood. And they'll take as much of it as they can. 1 Kings 3:2, only the people sacrificed in high places. Do you see that? Because there was no house built unto the name of the Lord until those days. 2 Chronicles 11:15, and he ordained him priests for the high places and for the devils. What's associated with the high places, people? Devils. Evil spirits. Evil angels. Ephesians 6, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, and against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, and listen to it, against spiritual wickedness, where? In high places. That capstone on top of that Luxor building, that all-seeing eye, that illumination, that thing lights every night. And it is a beacon of spiritual wickedness in high places.
Get over here.
Sacrifice was just bound to happen
I gotta find
in
that
this
thing.
place somehow or another. Doomed to take place. 72 minutes. 72. I kept looking for them to change this. I kept waiting for them to say, well, it wasn't really 72 minutes, it was more like 58 minutes. But they never did. From the moment the first shot rang out to the time where they kicked the door in or blew the door and made their way in that room only to find that he had taken his own life, they keep reporting 72 minutes. 72 minutes. 72 minutes. What's the significance of that? Again, it spells, it's a sign. A sign of a spirit. A sign of an agenda. A sign of a plan. 72 of things carries the body of the beast. Osiris. Osiris was the god who was slain, who was murdered. He was hit right here in his forehead, where the mark goes. In Revelation 13, the beast that thou sawest,
I like this. It's like a maze.
one of his heads was
It's a
as it
maze.
were wounded unto death.
Oh,
Then
here
the
we go.
beast's head wound was healed and made alive again.
Oh, fuck.
So the idea of rebirth, they sacrifice and crucify people at these pyramids as a ritual of rebirth. But a rebirth of who? Of those people? No. A rebirth of Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl is a dying god. Dionysus, Bacchus, the god of wine, is the dying god. They're not dead. They're always dying. The Catholic Church will not let Jesus rise again. Because thousands of times a day, every single day, the Catholic Mass is performed, whereby, since they believe that they literally turn the elements, the water or the wine and the wafer, into the blood and body of Jesus Christ, that they re-crucify Jesus thousands of times a day, every single day. There's a mass going on in Catholic churches all over the world, all day long, all night long. So he's not the dead God, he is the dying God. He is always dying and dying again and dying again. and dying some more. And Osiris was that god. He was dying. He was slain. And then Seth didn't want Isis to bring him back to life again. So here's what he did. He sliced him up into pieces. It took 72 pallbearers to carry the dead body of Osiris to his grave. 72 pallbearers carry the body of the dying god. What is the significance of that? In the face of the pyramid, this is what Manly Hall said in Secret Teachings of All Ages. The face of the pyramid, exclusive of the panel containing the date, consists of 72 stones arranged in 13 rows. These 72 stones represent the work of man and mankind. That's the four sides of it represent the four elements, but they're really the four base pairs, one inside of the entire, all coming together. The 72 stones of the 13 rows represent all of humanity joined together to bring about the one-eyed God. You understand that? The 72 are bearing or carrying. See, the capstone can't stay up here without the body to support it. You see that? So the capstone, the Antichrist, the one-eyed God, comes from these 72 stones from 13 layers. He comes from the body of humanity. Each one of us, I believe, Paul calls it Romans 7, that there is something dwelling in his flesh. And he calls it no good thing. In me that is in my flesh dwelleth, Paul said, dwelleth, lives there, no good thing. That's the sin nature that he has, the beast nature that he has. Folks, every one of us have that in us. Have a little piece of beast in us. Remember, that's why Jesus said, you're not defiled by what goes in your body. You're defiled by what comes out. And that's why he mentioned
Oh, you fucker.
things
Negative 36. Doggone you. What the fuck was
coming out of mankind, defiling him. It's talking about the beast that's in us. Genesis chapter 10. In my book, I think it's the King James Code, I miscounted. There's a mistake in that book. I counted 70 families in Genesis 10, and I was wrong. Somebody corrected me, and I didn't believe them. I went back and I recounted. Sure enough, there's 72 nations that come from Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Nimrod is in that group of 72 nations. Did you know that his generation, Nimrod's generation, is generation 13? You do the counting. You have Noah, who's number 10, Ham, who's number 11. Ham begets, I think, Canaan, or one of the boys, and then Nimrod comes out of him. Nimrod is the grandson of Ham, the 13th generation. But all of them are in Genesis chapter 10. They are the 72 nations. They are the
72
waters
nation couldn't
that
hold
the
me back.
harlot woman sits on. The many waters. They are the nations of people. They, in fact, in Revelation, let me read this to you in Revelation 17. This is real interesting because it uses the number 4 here. 4 for the 4 base pairs. Adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine. Literally in our DNA.
What the fuck?
Verse 15 of Revelation 17, and he saith unto me, The waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth are peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues. Four. And this is where does the beast come from? The waters. That's where he comes from. That's where she's sitting. She's defiled according to the law. She defiles every place where she sits. Do you know that in the apotheosis of George Washington, this is our nation's capital. In the Capitol Dome, which is a representation of heaven, you have George Washington, who has now become a god. That's what apotheosis means. He's become a god. He is surrounded by 13 women. Think Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And surrounding him are 72 stars. 72 exactly stars. Did you know the National Archive building? This is where our national treasures are hidden. Do you know there's 72 pillars that surround secret documents, lost words, as it were? Do you remember the earthquake in Haiti?
Oh, fuck, hold on.
And then the one down in Chile?
Hold on a second.
I think Snoop Dogg has a great voice. Like he can say 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Like, oh my God. It just sounds good, right? It just sounds really good. You have someone, like Eminem, and just have amazing cadence, and like it's like almost like the syncopation of like I sit back with this Zach, is this Zach, is this back, and this Zach, is this Z, and you almost become this percussion, inside the music. So there's multiple ways to be like really good. I think Snoop Dogg has a great voice. Like he can say 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Like, oh my God.
From Cam.
Hey, what do we got here?
A whole lot of silver.
Let me help you out real quick. The old man is crazy about silver. He's going to be like a kid on Christmas morning when he sees this. I've never seen you get up from your desk that quick.
Always get up, so
Generally very quick.
I came to the pawn shop today to sell my silver. I have over 3,000 ounces. Growing up, my dad always taught me to invest, and so I'm here today to cash in on that investment. If they want less than face value, well, see what we can work out.
Wow, that is a boatload of silver you have right there. Where did you get all this stuff?
So I bought it about 12 years ago, and I held on to it, and here I am today.
So what do you got here?
I got some 90% silver dimes over here, some quarters, got these bars, and this thing alone is almost 75 pounds.
Oh, that's cool. Most people don't realize until 1964, all U.S. dimes, quarters, half dollars, silver dollars were all made out of silver. And all paper money was a promise to pay you real money.
Right.
I've been collecting silver, son, for the past 30 years. Silver and gold is a hedge against hyperinflation.
People have been mining silver since at least 3000 BC. But silver mining really blew up after the discovery of the New World when they found huge amounts of it in South America. All right, I just got to make sure, it's all silver coin.
Okay.
It's really important for me to scan all the edges on these to make sure there's no modern coins in here. When you look at an edge of a quarter or a dime today, you see copper and nickel. 364, all silver, no copper. They look right, the right color, it's all 1964 and before. Do you mind if I go weigh them just to make sure they weigh the right amount?
No problem.
72 ounces of silver. He bought right at the bottom of the market. In the late 1990s, silver was down to $3 an ounce, but silver is the best conductor of electricity there is. Period.
Wow.
Just about every cell phone, every computer, television, they all started needing silver. By, I think it was last year, 500 million ounces of silver was used just in industry. I hear that there's basically a shortage of silver nowadays. I'd love to buy silver all day, every day of the week, because there's a set profit margin. I can sell it on the market immediately. So what do you want to do with it?
I want to sell it.
Richard, this is going to be difficult to buy, and you know why.
When you're talking this much money, there's too much temptation to put a bar of steel or something in the center. And when they make them this big, they don't make them in odd weights.
So you're saying this might not be pure silver?
What I'm saying is there might be a chunk inside that's not pure silver.
Can we test this thing?
Yeah, drill a few holes in it, take the shavings out, melt them down, make sure it's all silver. Give me a few minutes, if everything checks out, I'll pay you. Doesn't check out, I'll give you an address where you can send it. Okay?
Okay. I never even imagined this might not be silver. I'm really nervous right now.
You got 46,000 for the coins, 33,390 for these bars right here, 32.39. Okay, here's the deal. Yeah, it's alright, it's fine.
Oh,
Now that I know it's pure silver, I'll be more than happy to buy this humongous bar, but I have to factor in the unusual cost of trying to sell something so heavy and odd-shaped. You got 46,000 for the coins, 33,390 for these bars right here, 32.39 times 942 equals. So we got a total of $110,901.
Well, let's make a deal.
$110,901.
Well, let's make a deal.
That is the deal.
You can't go like 115?
No. I mean, there's not a lot of profit here. On $110,901, I'm probably gonna make $1,500 off you.
But can't you just hold all this for 6 months, a year, and sell it for 120?
Or hold on to it for 6 months and sell it for 50. I am not a speculator in the silver market. I'm a businessman.
So what's your best price you can give me today?
I'll go 111,000 even. I'll go up $99.
How about 112?
No. There's no money to be made for it.
You know, you're welcome to check around, but most people go a dollar back on everything.
damn.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I can do. I can do 111,000. Or if you want to, you can tote the stuff around and check some more.
Well, I bought it 12 years ago for way less than that. 111 sounds good to me.
All right, still 111.
I'm really glad my dad taught me to invest, because today I'm walking out with over $100,000.
I'm going to take one of these, Rick.
No, you're not.
No, yeah.
I got a gold bar I want you to look at.
All right.
Oh, wow. Hey, Pops.
Make tens of millions of pennies every year, basically.
Well, one of two. This and the Tuscaloosa that was done during his life.
You choose this life over family.
What's good, beautiful people? It's
Okay, damn it, what was I gonna do? Gosh, damn it! Ah, fuck.
Did you know that both of those and horrendous earthquakes, remember they all
36.
happened in the same year, right? Did you know? I didn't know this. I thought that like Haiti would be more along the line with Brazil, but it's not. The Haitian the Haitian earthquake and the Chile earthquake both took place on longitude 72 and I'm not done. Longitude 72, both of them exactly 46 days apart. Not kidding you. Now, think about it. Did man make those two earthquakes happen and kill all of those people on longitude 72, 46 days apart? Did man do that? Spirits did. Spirits
You
caused.
fucking idiots. Get the fuck
Let me
over
get back
here,
to it.
cunts.
72 minutes worth
Oh, you know what? I probably.
of destruction.
269.
Dying. Him being number 60. Okay? The numbers don't lie. The numbers are real. There they are. Haiti earthquake, January 12th. Chilean earthquake, February 27th. 46 days between. I couldn't believe it. I was stunned. I did a watching video broadcast on this. There's the floor. The suite that he had. Counting the basement, he's 33 levels above his victims.
736.
In 1 Kings chapter 20, Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, gathered all his hosts together, and there were 32 kings with him. Look at this. Even if you say, well, you know, Pastor, it was still the 32nd floor, so it's the number 32. See these stars right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. I missed one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Right? Should be 16 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There is. There's 32 stars here. The king is with the 32 stars. Now this logo, this is on the front of Morals and Dogma, Albert Pike's signature book on Masonry, on the 32 levels of Masonry. There is no chapter that I'm aware of on level 33. He writes Morals and Dogma on the 32 levels of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. It puts 32 stars here with one king ruling over them all. That's exactly what you have in 1 Kings 20. Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, gathered all of his hosts together, and there were 32 kings with him, and horses and chariots. That's telling you that that's related to Joel's army. And went up and besieged
You know what? This could be
Samaria.
a waste. I gotta go up.
Now, 1 Kings 20, I've never done a public study on this, but it's an amazing chapter. Because it mentions twice that they go to war against Israel. The first time is on a hill. Ben-Hadad and his 32 kings, that's 33, they fight against Israel on a hill. And they lost. So Ben-Hadad goes back and gets drunk. And he says, yeah, which interpreted is, you know what? They beat us on the hill, but I bet they can't beat us in the valley. So they go down and meet them in the valley. When they get to the valley, they get slaughtered. So the God of the mountain is the God of the valley. The mountain, the first battle, is Calvary. And Jesus beat them when he was 33 years old. The valley is Armageddon. Jesus is going to beat them once again. 33 years old at Calvary. He's still 33 years old at Armageddon. That's 66. That's the Word of God. Somebody say amen. I love this stuff. I have a message here. she writes and says, in ceremonial magic, it is vital to have numbers, times, stars, everything exactly right for rituals. Not like in Wicca where you can do everything willy-nilly. Oh, I'm sorry, willy-nilly was not there, okay? Anyway, I was thinking Willie Nelson. So maybe willy-nilly was there. But I agree with you. In ritual magic, you have to have everything exact and precise and numbered. And the numbers here don't lie. 23 weapons in front of a 23-year-old building. A right eye put out of a 27-year-old woman. 60 people dying. What else? The 72 minutes of the carnage and the warfare, bearing the body of the Antichrist. 32 or 33 levels above everybody. The numbers are here. See that flag? Japanese flag. This goes way back. There are 32 rays here. 16 red, 16 white. Centered around the sun god. That was the emperor of Japan. They thought he was the sun god. That's why they committed harikari and killed themselves, flying their planes into American naval warships. How do you fight it? How do you fight an enemy like that? How do you defeat them? They're already dead. I think God enabled us to win that war. 33 right here. Here it is in the Jesuit symbol. You have 16
I think
straight
Antichrist
rays,
did that.
16
He's pulling the strings the whole
crooked
time.
rays. Think about it. It's opposites. Surrounding the sun god. The unholy trinity. 33. Same thing with the Central Intelligence Agency logo. You have 16 bright red signs or directions, 16 dark red directions. 32. The center point is 33. That's the United Nations logo. See where the center point is the north here? Think of what Lucifer said. I will sit also because God's throne in Ezekiel chapter 1 came out of the north. Dun, dun, dun. If I'm right, the person who sent me this text message on the ritualism, maybe you know something that I don't, and I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to respond here. The slaughter of all of these people took place in a certain direction. I mean, I looked at it. It all took place in the east. There was a sacrifice in the east. Okay? Now, if you know something on that, send it to me, and I'll read it online. If you want me to give your name too, I will.
Oh, you motherfucker. Ugh.
If anybody knows
Scared the
anything
shit
about sacrifices
out
taking
of me.
place in the east in ritual magic, send me a note, okay? Because I'd love to talk about it. I think it was significant, but I can't prove it. Okay? I know a lot of things in Masonry deal with the east. The altar of burnt sacrifices in the tabernacle was in the eastern part of the tabernacle. Okay? That much I know. See these two lights here? It was the memorial for the fallen victims of September 1st or September 11th, 2001. They lit these lights, joining heaven and earth together for precisely 33 nights. Look, you can't make this stuff up. Dan Brown couldn't have written this better than what has been playing out in Earth's history and human history. In Joshua chapter 12, you have the kings of the land that Joshua and Moses killed, and it's all a picture of these all kings. Every one of these kings are a picture of the Antichrist. Joshua and Moses represent the Old and the New leaders, the Old and the New Testament. So they smote these kings of the Promised Land. Two of them were killed by Moses. Sion, the king of Amorites, and Og, the king of Bashan. Those two were killed by Moses. The remaining of them, 31, was killed by Joshua. What does that make? 33. Picture of the Antichrist. And death. And sacrifice. People. Sacrifice. How old was Jesus?
That's what I was going to look at.
33. What did he do? He sacrificed himself. In the Catholic Church, they re-sacrifice Jesus over, over, over again. A bloody sacrifice, because they believe the wine is changed into blood. Even though they can't taste it as blood, they say it's turned into blood. They literally believe that every crumb of the host, the Eucharist, they believe that every crumb magically turns into Carpe Diem, the body of God. Corpus Christi, the body of Christ. And they eat it and they drink it. They're ingesting the God to put the God. When they say Jesus is inside of me, that's because they believe that they ate and drank him. And it's all about the sacrifice, the sacrifice, the sacrifice. The sacrifice. These buildings had only been up for 33 years. 33 years. Remember Dan Weldon? Lap 11, car 77, 33 years old. Sacrifice. John F. Kennedy. You know how old he was? 46. Exactly. The date, November 22nd, 11/22. It's 33. Dallas, Texas. Just above latitude 33. It's on latitude 32. Between 32 and 33 is Dallas, Texas. You see that odd shape? It looks like a, I don't know, it looks like a wall surrounding an outhouse in a public park. The people of Dallas, they hate this thing. They built a memorial to JFK in Dallas, Texas, not at Dealey Plaza, not at the grassy knoll or anything like that. It's down the street a little bit, on Elm Street. And it consists of pillars surrounding a plaque in the ground. And it's called a cenotaph, which means empty tomb. The idea and that it's expressing is that the dying God will rise again. You want to take a guess how many pillars is here? It's not 33, and it's not 46. It's 72. Exactly. 72 pillars. That number 72 is the number for the body of Antichrist carried and the victims that were crucified there. 72 minutes of carnage. You see that throne there? This is the
Is that a mirror?
House of the Temple Lodge in Washington, D.C.
Oh.
The throne where the worshipful master sits.
Holiday diorama. Oh,
He
that's
sits
cool.
in the east, people.
That's fucking cool.
His throne is in the
Chewbacca,
east.
Awesome, Finn,
And that
Ray,
throne is 33 feet
Pork,
tall exactly.
and BB-8.
That's why they made it that way, because of that number. Pope John Paul I was Pope for exactly 33 days. Exactly.
Looking at the Legos.
And then he was killed. He was murdered. You don't think so? They never did an autopsy. They didn't draw blood. They did nothing. He was in perfect health. And on the day before, he was going to have about a third of the cardinals, high-ranking people in the Vatican, thrown out, including his own Secretary of State, because he found out that many of them were P2 Freemasons. And he was going to issue a proclamation the next day expelling them. And he was found dead in his sleep 33 days after he became Pope. Person writes back and says, air is the elemental of the East. The prince of the power of the air, people, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. In ceremonial magic, I already read that part. Air is the elemental of the East. Satan is prince of the power of the air, represents the power of knowing and reasoning. Sylphs are elementals of the air, fairies. They work on the connection toward the mind of God. The East, or air, basically represents the mental level. Alright. That's interesting. Interesting. The East is where it represents air, represents the prince of the power of the air. That's interesting. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Who is this? Bon Scott? 33 years old. Highway to Hell. David Koresh. Guess how old he was? He's 33 years old, and they burn him up in the fire.
Mini
like
Disney Palace of Aqaba. It's pretty cool, though.
Timothy McVeigh. They
Chewbacca.
waited. The former governor of the state of Missouri, who was the Secretary of, he was the Attorney General.
Yamaha MT10.
Ashcroft, John Ashcroft, held his execution until 23 days after his 33rd birthday. I'm not kidding you. 23
MT10.
days after his 33rd birthday. This is the plan of the Alfred P. Murrah building. Somebody else sending me something good. Hang on here. Well, you guys are on top of it here. Wow. Thank you, Hartzell family. According to an article from the dailymail.co.uk, Paddock had bought a total of 33 weapons between October last year and when he checked into Mandalay Bay Suite on September the 28th. Can't make it up, people. Either he bought...
Hey folks, good morning. Well, look what we have here today. Yamaha Motors 2023 MT10.
I might buy that.
Now, this seat on this bike, I love this horsepower whale of an inline. Really great feature for very nicely. God, this thing handles great. Of course, spring preload changes are still made the old-fashioned way with mechanic. Disable it, but
I might buy that shit for this Lego set. Oh, you know what? Lego. Is that for pre-order? Oh, available now. I gotta take a look at the review. Fuck. Oh, we are definitely looking at. Hold on, guys. Give me a minute. Breaking brick. I don't know. I might buy that.
Hi everyone, this is Viraj from Racing Brick. Last year we got this huge Technic BMW M1000R.
T10
Fuck up.
SP. I'm sure Yamaha fans are celebrating right now, but will this bike be different enough from the BMW to convince all Technic fans?
Hold on.
Does it have something new to offer? Let's find it out. We see the motorcycle on the front of the box with the usual black background of the 18 plus sets and a bunch of different logos. One of them is perhaps a bit unusual, as the AR app is back after the Mars rover to add something extra to the experience. I really like this trend. Here's another view of the set on the back of the box. You can see the dimensions and we have a surprising number of photos with the real bike on the side. Let's open the box. Hello, this is Ganesh from the future. I mean, compared to the recording of the original video. As you may have noticed, the unveiling of this set didn't quite go according to plan. The reviews were pushed back in the last few minutes, so you may have already seen some details about the set last week. In the meantime, the official product page with all the data has been released as well. The set has 1,478 pieces, it will be released on the 1st of August, and the price is €230 or $240. You can find all other regional prices at the link above or in the description. We get 12 numbered bags with 6 building phases, 1 unnumbered bag with the rims and the shock absorbers, 2 bags with 6 building phases, 1 unnumbered bag with the rims and the shock absorbers, 2 bags with 6 building phases, prices at the link above or in the description. We get 12 numbered bags with 6 building phases, 1 unnumbered bag with the rims and the shock absorbers, 2 large tires and an envelope. This one is blue this time and doesn't have the usual page to cut. We get a rather small sticker sheet, and here is the manual with the new plain white design and a close-up of the motorcycle. Here we get an introduction about Yamaha, the model itself and the hyper-naked.
Nice.
Then comes a few words from the designer, the model itself and the hyper-naked category. Then comes a few words from the designer. Apparently there are a lot of motorcycle enthusiasts in the technical team. Here's an ad for the ERF without much detail, and some features of the real bike, a few detail shots of the Lego version, an interesting look at the main modules, and another montage with the 2 versions. Here's the part list with some really exciting details you will see soon. Now let's start building. This is how the process begins. I'm not quite sure which part this is yet.
Nice.
The unexpected appearance of the orange rubber inserts, I last saw them in the Optimus Prime set. Things are getting bigger and more complicated, and there are also more and more tricky angles. I'm extending the frame forward and some connections are more challenging than the others. We have reached the end of phase 1 and have a fairly complex 3-dimensional build with lots of angles. In phase 2 we start with a new construction. This is the second time we see the pearl gold chain links in a set after the BMW motorcycle. And brand new parts for the gearbox. In 2018, the orange wave selector piece was introduced in the Bugatti Chiron, which brought a change in the Lego gearbox world, and apparently after 5 years we see another evolutionary step. There's a new driving ring piece, an interesting orange flow part that presumably connects to the driving ring, the blue part that resembles the wave selector but is kind of inverted and has letters from A to H, and this new yellow gear piece. Judging by the letters, the base selector has 8 positions instead of the previous 4, which means we can have way more gear options in a smaller package. It's best to start building the gearbox right away to see how these cool new parts will work. Oh, and in addition to these parts, we also get a brand new ordinary except for the new drive.
Oh shit.
Now comes the
It's tempting, it just struck me.
Then comes the new wave selector. It must be in a specific position according to the manual. The letters help with that. Then comes the new yellow gear. The other wave selector in a different position, and another yellow gear. This is how they push the orange parts around. Yet another verification step to see that everything is in the right position, but I really don't mind. And since I've been concentrating so much on the blue parts, I've done something wrong. The orange parts have to have the same orientation. Need to rotate this one. It's time to connect the 2 assemblies. We need to make sure that the grey driving rings and the orange glow parts are in the same position, and that's how our gearbox will work. Another unusually tricky assembly with this rubber band. It goes in there, a few more parts, and now it's time to test the gearbox. There are still a lot of gears missing, so you can't see all the functions. The QR code in the manual doesn't work yet, but the position of that piece on the side with the red toggle should indicate what gear we are in. So that's first, neutral, second, and third gear. But what will make it stop in these positions? It's a bit tricky and more parts are needed later, but I will try to show that. There's a stepper mechanism in the back with all the rubber bands trying to push that new yellow gear, but it doesn't seem to work in this form. The trick is this other beam that should push the other yellow gear down, and then suddenly shifting will work. As you can see, the mechanism turns only 45 degrees at. Here's the assembly with the pistons, but it's not connected to the gearbox yet. I've added the necessary gears now. You can see that the chain drive and the pistons are now connected. We can look at the gearbox again.
Oh.
This is first gear, then neutral. This is second gear. And then third. I'm very happy to see a realistic gearbox at constant wheel speed. Here comes a rather large system assembly that covers most of the gearbox, so the interesting features are them. It's time to put the two main builds. We certainly have many angled assemblies. This is one of them. It's time to put the two main builds together. This is a bit tricky, but again we have help in the instructions, but take your time to find the right position. It's attached with a few pieces here and there, and then comes the trick with the stepper mechanism. This shock absorber pushes down the red beam on the yellow gear to make it work properly. The installation isn't that easy, but after that we can test the shifting again. The manual only shows its position and the corresponding gear. I really hope that the part on the side is just the indicator and there is a more convenient way to shift. Phase 4 starts with the stand. This time we have a smaller block with an interesting part that I don't think I've ever seen before. So the stand is assembled and from now on we can continue to build the bike on it. Here is the rear wheel. These are the same tires and rims as in the BMW set, only the color of the rim has been changed. Here is the swing arm on one side, again quite similar to the BMW. The same shock absorber was used, but the color of the fake spring was changed to yellow. Time to mount the assembly. Shock absorber was used, but the side, again quite similar to the BMW. The same shock absorber was used, but the color of the fake spring was changed to yellow. Time to mount the assembly. I pushed that axle in before, that was a mistake. This is not so easy to do on the stand. Don't forget to put the chain around the gear. It's better to do this on a flat surface as the position of the chain is critical. Once the chain is routed properly, we can fix the whole assembly. Here is the other side of the swing arm, then the small mudguard piece. And then comes the magic moment of truth. We do have a proper shifter, even though for some reason it's not highlighted in the instructions. With the shifter built in, it's now super easy and convenient to shift between gears, and the part on the other side actually just serves as an indicator. Very cool. Bag 5 starts with these massive shock absorbers, the same as on the BMW, but this time in pearl gold. Here is the front wheel, it also has the corresponding wheel hubs. The front mudguard takes advantage of these recently introduced panel fairings. I can't say unfortunately that it's a perfect match. Now here is the assembly with the handlebars, which uses a whole bunch of transparent minifig headpiece and a tile connected to a cross axle with stop. The whole thing is pushed into a black barrel, and this is the end result. Here is another I really don't understand plus license set. I think it would have been much better to use those. I'm starting the final phase, adding details to the rear, and here are some unusual parts that I last saw on buildable Star Wars figures. The seat is really taking shape now, then comes the brake pedal and the rather tricky way to route that long flexible part. Here's the exhaust and the last elements of the paneling, including this one that almost completely covers
I'm
the
thinking
gear
about buying
indicator.
this shit. It's so
I don't really
beautiful
like
looking.
this solution. But anyway, here is the finished model. I think it looks
The
great. I
seat
like
looks
the color
nice.
scheme and the overall look. The proportions are very similar to the BMW, but due to the shared main components, this is understandable, but it has much less paneling. After all, it's a naked
The
bike.
other bike
As
is
for
cool too.
authenticity, I think the designer did a good job. Perhaps the paneling around the engine and the engine itself
Nice
different
looking
on the real
fucking
bike,
bike,
which is
dude.
great. I love it when the app is used to share more content. So let's sum it up. It's a little lower than the
Dude, that thing looks so fucking nice. God damn it. Dude, I'm still thinking about buying that bike. Oh no, you did not. This is 1492. Ooh. Batman, that thing is cool looking. gotta play my Batman games, damn it. Damn it. Why the hell? You put that in the mix. Oh. 500 fucking dollars. Oh, those are just perfect. That BMW though. Ooh. 2, 3. 159. 159. 259. 80. Oh, you know what though? Get the fuck over there, little cocks. I'll beat the fuck out of this goddamn thing. God damn it! 249. What? Oh, hold on. 249. 400. And that car's okay. Fuck. I'm checking out these cars and shit. Right, I don't know why, but it seems somehow these cars are starting to look nicer. They were okay, but I mean they weren't like really on my to get list. That Batmobile, oh, Batcycle. Fuck. 263. Fuck. I might get these trucks. 253. Oh, you know what? Oh. Could have bought those, but that's a pretty cool truck. 2,110 pieces. I might get that. Holy shit. Oh, don't tell me that's the suspension. Yeah, bro. Holy shit. I might fucking might do. Oh, that thing is nice. Oh, this one, the heavy duty trucks. Yeah, oh, look at that one. That one's got like 8 tires, but no suspension. What the fuck? Oh, it comes with the battery though? Hold on, you guys. I gotta take a look at this. It's got a cabin at least. Ah, fuck you. But at least it's got everything else. Hold on, 159. 159 plus. The fuck over that. 263. 263. 422. Ah, fuck. I might just get one. I might. Hold on. Lego. Mercedes.
Double your in-store rewards and save more at the pump. Only with Platinum status.
Hold on, guys.
Set on a 45-degree run. What? Coming down is not impressive? See what you did. You get offended. Anyway, let's see the details. On the front of the box, you can see the shutter selection on a dusty flower track. That was probably not the best idea in the world. I will tell you later why. We see the Control Plus logo and the apps interface as well. On the back of the box, there are some feature details and a photo of the real truck with a few impressive numbers. As you can see on the side, there are 3 large motors, 2 for drive and 1 for steering.
Hold on, well. What makes you ask? I wish. You subscribe to my channel, would be one step closer to being famous.
A medium motor, which
Well,
is
I like
called
that question.
simple medium linear motor in Lego.com language, and a technical. Let's open the box. Besides the bags, we have a smaller white cardboard box inside. Honestly, I was too excited about the set, so I forgot to count the bags. As you see in the manual, the building process is split into 6 phases. Despite the branding, we get 0 extra information about the original model, unfortunately. Here is the part list. Feel free to pause and check the details. One interesting new piece from the set is the tire. The diameter is 81 millimeters. It fits between the tire of the 4x4 Extreme Off-Roader and the one from the Jeep Wrangler. We also get a lot of the 11 module long flip-flop beams, similar to the ones I showed you top right corner. Now let's start building. The first item to build is the support for the 2 driving wheel motors. Apparently the whole truck is a 1-to-1 gear ratio. It has a physical stopper that limits the rotation between the 2 positions of the gearbox controlling the differentials, and here are our reinforced, so it actually
It is tempting to get one of those trucks, though.
On the other side, you can
But I
see
don't
that
know.
the shaft with the base
I gotta
selector
play
is
some
outside
Alaskan.
90 degrees. So the differential is either blocked or the driving ring is in the central neutral position, since there is nothing on the other side. Here is the effect of the motor on the central differential. It allows us to basically custom build support frames. This is the locking mechanism of the correct phasing. The shock absorbers are also attached, and this is the point where all motors are connected. What does it mean? During the structure, but now it's confirmed. No functional steering wheel. We built some things here. If it's done, we only have Block 6 left.
What is all
We
this?
are focusing on the rear section now. Edit mud. So, time to test the truck. As you saw, the speed is, well, not significant. It is quite difficult to compare to the rally car, and it's slower than my 5-minute gear swap modified 4x4. Use is unfortunately pretty poor. This could be a way. The effect of the open differential is clearly visible when one price was $200. That's around 200.
Is the Lego Technic 4x4 Mercedes-Benz E-Trose trial truck the single greatest set of all time? Let's find out. When Lego Technic introduces a brand new function, it is a historic event. Differentials have been around pretty much since the beginning. One speed comes at the cost of torque. I love the idea of taking my sets outdoors and really pushing the off-road capabilities to their absolute limits. In fact, This set can climb any ramp as long as the wheels maintain their traction and don't slip, or if the Z-Tros doesn't start falling. The off-road capabilities of the set, out of the box, unmodified, are greater than any other Technic set. The 4x4 Extreme Off-Roader would stall at the most insignificant inclines, and even the power functions crawlers had much weaker torque than the Z-Tros. One of the reasons why the set performs so well outdoors is actually because it has live axle suspension on both the front and the back, which is a type of suspension we haven't seen since the special edition crawler of 2013. The gear on the left is responsible for locking the rear differential, while the gear on the right is directly connected to the differential. Specifically, in LEGO Technic sets, live axle suspension is much more difficult to make than traditional, fully independent suspension. If you're enjoying this video so far, then make sure to subscribe so that way you can uncover all the secrets of LEGO Technic. My review of the heavy-duty tow truck will come out the day after tomorrow. The LEGO Technic Z-Tros, specifically the front section, looks absolutely gorgeous. It captures its real-life counterpart absolutely perfectly. Of course, the set does come with openable doors on either side, and the interior is quite nice. Unfortunately, the steering wheel is not connected in any way to the steering itself, but that's one of the problems with live axle suspension, and that would be way too complicated to make. Although I forgive the lack of a functional steering wheel, I simply don't understand why the center of the steering wheel had... You can view the Z-Tros from any angle, and it's such an awesome thing, being able to see the mechanisms of your Technic set without having to disassemble. Driver win. Whoa!
Your mission, win the race and be the first to cross the finish line.
Look at that! It's so dangerous!
Oh my goodness, look at the track.
LEGO Technic, or system, who will win?
Things are so fucking slow.
Locking remotely controlled differential.
I don't know, I'm like, the bike is so cool looking though.
The suspension in the set is also phenomenal. It does have live axle suspension.
With got to be metallics, I don't just
pieces up and use them to expand the Technic sets outdoors like I do. Eventually, over time, the white balls will simply stop moving and it's almost impossible to take them out, so good luck cleaning them. Those stabilizing shock absorbers are quite helpful if you're dealing with heavier loads, and I love that the hub can tilt. Basically, they often snap if you Is the LEGO
Hi everybody, I'm Ronnie from Movies, and this is Ivan, and he has a YouTube channel on BrickMe, and he's also a LEGO ambassador, and he came to Slovenia all the way. He's also a LEGO ambassador, and he came to Slovenia all the way from California, from Orange County, so quite far away, and we are very happy that you got here for the Movies meeting. Hi everybody, I'm Ronnie from Movies, and this is Ivan, and he has a... Hi everybody, I'm...
Another guy on TikTok.
Hi everybody.
Lego Land Rover, no gearbox. No gearbox.
Hello, Unbrick Me here with a look at the LEGO Creator Land Rover Classic Defender set number 40650. This is
thing is so cool.
a much smaller version of the Icons Defender, and this 21 retails for $15. I love how, despite being so small, it just looks beautiful. The apricot color is very nice, and I love the details of the car. The system detailing of the hood give it an X. Some rubber bands. However, this function is not something that is needed in a set that is just... Is the Lego Technic 4x4 Mercedes-Benz Z-Tro
should rotate in the
New Shell V-Power Nitro
Oh,
Plus
wow.
Premium Gasoline removes up to 100% of performance-robbing deposits.
should rotate in the. Here comes the hood, and you can see the technique used for the angled side panels. This truck really deserves a massive shiny chrome grille. With the fenders in place, the front is more or less finished. Time to cover the rear of the truck. It's a bit tricky to connect. There's
I
a
want to play
functional
snow in here.
6-cylinder inline engine underneath with some nice detail
But see,
separately, but I think it is fine, especially if you consider
where's the freaking thing?
on the challenge.
The cab.
Trucks at a similar scale either don't have enough space between the wheels, or most of the pinholes are already used there.
Well, you can always adjust it yourself.
A higher gearing would make it very.
Lego diesel, hold on. Lego check. Lego Technic Diesel, you fucking idiot. You cocksucker. Get the fuck over there, faggot. Lego Technic, where's that, Holy shit.